All right, good. Yeah, just keep your head there. There we go. There we go. Up. 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 Bad dog chicken. What's up, gamers? Welcome to another episode of the Game Strain. This is Ryan back here with you. Today we're talking about The Last Guardian, which is the newest installment from the brilliant mind. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name. It's right here. That brought you Shadow of Colossus and Ico. Shadow of Colossus is many people, including me's favorite game of all. One of the favorite games of all time. I don't know if it's my absolute favorite, but it's definitely up there. There's been a very long development record for this game. It was first announced on PS3 and went through. A lot of people thought it was getting canceled so many times. I didn't even think it was ever going to come out, honestly. But I remember seeing the footage for this game so long ago. It's finally out. So is it any good? Let's check it out. Well, I did beat the game. I blew through it pretty quickly. I think I beat it in about 10, 13 hours, something like that. There's a wonderful story to enjoy here. So if you're a gamer that's really into story, then you definitely don't want to miss out on this one, because it has a very unique and rich story, as well as a story that's very emotionally engaging and has a great art to it. So by that I mean that the characters undergo some change, kind of like you see like in Last of Us and other games with really good stories, where normally the characters go through some sort of change where they start out one way and then they end a different way. So with this one, you know, it's not really spoilers to say that it's all about the relationship between the big Trico beast and the little kid who never has a name. So you just kind of develop this really awesome and emotional relationship as you progress through the game, and as you save each other's lives over and over and over and over again, like a ridiculous amount of times. It's always kind of, the pacing of the game is always a little bit of like, okay, well, Trico does his thing and jumps around and does his little thing, and then the little kid does his job. So it's pretty cool. There's lots of little details in the game that you might kind of miss, but you probably won't, but because they're just such awesome little details and they really help bring the game to life. Like things like Trico, when he gets wounded and like somebody throws a spear at him. There's these enemies that throw spears sometimes. So if somebody throws a spear at him, you can go and pull the spear out. But once you pull the spear out, then the bloody spot where he got wounded is going to stay there until he washes it off in the water. I mean, I wasn't, watching it super close to see like, oh, did it disappear? But it seemed like the bloody spots that he had always stayed there until he washed them off. They might have disappeared, and I didn't at a time that I didn't notice, but it seemed like they always stayed there. And then he also has horns that in the beginning of the game are kind of broken, as I'm going to try and show, and at the end of the game they don't become huge horns, but they grow in. So I also try and show that here. So little things like that were really cool. The animation designers are one of the animation and the art director, I guess, are the main team that need to get a big thumbs up and a lot of praise for this game, because the animations are really what makes this game stand out and makes it come to life. The Trico beast that that's helping you along your journey the whole time, that's your little partner, big partner. His animations are awesome. Just the line of animations for him stretching, shaking off water, being curious, being scared, wanting to snuggle up to the little kid, being worried when the kid's in danger, coming to the kid's rescue. He just has so many animations. And then you can also say the same for the kid, that like the animations are very lovingly crafted and just well done. Like when you look at just the way that the little kid runs or goes downstairs, as I'm going to try and show. Or if you look at the way that he swims with his kind of panicked so I don't know, there's just a lot of little things in this game that just really made it seem very lifelike to me, and I think it was mostly the animations that did that. The puzzles in the game can vary from being kind of boring and tedious with the standard push in the box, like kind of Link Zelda style puzzles where you push the box and then jump and get on top of the box and go through whatever. We've all seen that puzzle in dozens of games. But then they can also be, pretty creative and engaging, depending on the situation. And I don't want to spoil anything for you, but they can be pretty cool. I mean, I will show like one little bit right here. As for the environments in this game, the environments are just gorgeous. I mean, they're open, big, huge open environments, but that being said, they often look pretty similar to each other. Like, a lot of the environments look very similar, so as you progress from one little area to the next, it looks almost exactly the same as the area that you were in before, except maybe there's some different towers or structures, but it's all this same stonework, weird temple areas that you've probably seen in some of the screenshots or videos or trailers that you might have looked at before you've seen this video. So I don't know, that's just one thing that it kind of got to me, like when there's no mini map, and I don't know, everything just kind of started. I was like, oh, am I progressing? Everything looks the same. I feel like I'm just kind of, but that also kind of plays into the story of the game, that this place that you're in is supposed to feel very contained and prison-like. So, I don't know if that's really a criticism, but that is just something that I noticed, that a lot of the areas kind of look the same. But things started to look pretty different as I got towards the kind of end of the game. So there is that. The final area that you get to is kind of different looking. The end of this game and the middle of this game are definitely better than the beginning. I remember finding myself a little bit frustrated and just not really sure if I was going to be fully into this game with the first couple hours. I just remember being like, oh, I don't know about this. I just feel like I'm just kind of doing these like weird puzzles, and this dog creature thing isn't really responding to me. I don't really know if I can do this. But just if you did get this game already, or if you're playing this game, or if you're going to play this game, stick with it past those first couple hours, because it does get a lot more engaging and fun as you go. And different mechanics sort of start to unlock a little bit. There are a bunch of really epic moments in this game, like super epic moments, like cinematic epic moments that you've probably seen in some of the trailers. Maybe like the first gameplay that they showed, I remember they showed one of the really epic moments that you see in the game where the kid's about to fall and you jump and then you grab Trico, the beast, tries to grab for you, but he misses you with his mouth and you end up grabbing his tail down below. So I mean, there's that moment that we've seen. There's quite a few moments like that are just like, oh, that was sweet. But at the same time, now that I've said that, and I think I've also covered a lot of the positive things in this game, I kind of wanted to start getting into some of my criticisms of it. So the epic moments, they're cool, but they all feel very scripted, like really scripted and totally on rails. You're like, oh, I don't know, you just can feel that the thing that you're seeing is the exact same thing that everybody else is seeing. And also, sadly, all these epic moments were almost always dragged down by lagging frame rate, stuttering frame rate. The frame rate in this game, I mean, with as long as the development cycle as this game has had, I don't understand what's wrong with the frame rate in this game. I really don't. And I don't know if it'll run better on a PlayStation 4 Pro, which I don't have right now. I'm still kind of on the fence on whether or not I even want to get it. But that's besides the point. I'm not sure if it will run better on the PS4 Pro in terms of the frame rate or not, but it did run pretty poorly in the scenes where a lot of stuff is happening in the game, and like these big epic moments where things are coming crashing down and Trico's running around and all this stuff is happening. The frame rate really starts to stutter, which it was never like unplayable, but it definitely, as a longtime gamer and most gamers would really notice, you're just gonna kind of it just kind of makes you cringe. Also, these really on rails experiences sort of limit the replay value of the game. And while we're talking about this on rails thing, I feel like Trico, the big Trico beast, he feels like he's just on autopilot most of the time, which really kind of takes away from that feeling of contribution or like engagement that you have as a player, because you feel like you're not really making any, you don't really have any say in the way that you're progressing, like through certain sections of the game where Trico has to jump here, like, because there's sometimes where Trico has to do a lot of the jumping, and I mean, there's a command to tell him to jump, but I swear, like, the commands are so slow that you've probably already heard that the commands are really slow in this. They feel so slow and sluggish that you're not even sure if he's responding to you doing the command or if he's just doing it because, like, he decided he wanted to. Because he sometimes does that. Sometimes he'll just jump at something even without you telling him to do it. So you're like, when he jumps it and does these things, is it because I'm pressing things, or is it just because he's just doing whatever the hell he wants? And I know that some people have defended that aspect of the game, saying, well, it's supposed to be, you know, this journey about this boy and this big beast that he doesn't have control of. So it's trying to recreate that feeling of not having control, like sort of like if you had your own pet or a dog, and it doesn't always do what you want it to. But I mean, yeah, that's true. But in terms of gameplay, it kind of took away from it. It just wasn't that engaging. There were some sections of the game that were very engaging and were very fun, but the sections where it's just all Trico and Trico kind of doing his thing, it really felt very on rails. And going back to the original point, that it kind of limits the replay value of this game. So, should you buy this game? Well, I don't know. I would say that this game is a prime example of a great rental game, because you can rent this game, beat it in 2-3 days, and it'll have great memories for you. It was a lot of fun, but it doesn't really have much replay value. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, was it worth $60 to me? I don't know. That's a subjective question, because that's sort of like, well, what did you get out of the game? It did really emotionally engage me, which is very rare. So there are also some very rare, awesome moments in the game that I felt like, as I was playing it, like, yeah, I feel justified in buying this game. This is really cool. So I'm kind of on the fence on whether or not I should recommend that you buy it. You should definitely play it and rent it, if you are on the fence about the buying thing. Because, as I said, it's only about 10-13 hours long. Replay value is pretty low. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. The animations are gorgeous, art direction's gorgeous, story was great, character development and the character arc was cool. Story's very mysterious, and you find out little bits and pieces as you go. So in the end, it was a great game. Just, I think that I've already said the reasons that I'm a little bit skeptical to recommend it. Okay, and with that, I think we're going to wrap it up. As always, thanks for watching. If you like what I'm doing here on the Game Stream, then be sure to hit the subscribe button and leave a comment. And if you maybe played this game, or if you have a question about this game, it's always fun to engage with both me and the other people that are watching the video. So be sure to do that, and we're going to see you every Monday and Friday here on the Game Stream. So we're going to see you on Monday.